India, Pakistan and the aftermath of the Pahalgam attack. That is dominating the news space as we speak. How tensions between New Delhi and Islamabad are worsening by the hour, especially after how terrorists killed 26 innocent civilians in Pahalgam in Jammu and Kashmir. New Delhi is tightening the screws. Pakistan is of course mirroring whatever decisions India is taking. But all eyes now are on what sort of retaliation does India go for, and rightly so. But while all of this is happening, a section of Indian users online are busy commenting about their favorite enemy in India, Rahul Gandhi. The reason this time around is because a news report is doing the rounds. The context is the Adani Hindenburg saga. Hindenburg research over the last few years has come out with reports saying the Adani group has committed massive financial frauds. The Adani group has dismissed all charges of wrongdoing, but Rahul Gandhi and the Congress haven't let the Adani issue pass. The Lok Sabha LOP has been a staunch critique of the Adani group. His party and him have repeatedly called out Prime Minister Modi over his alleged close links to Chairman Gautam Adani. How almost everything, ports, airports, is being given to the Adani group, and how the findings of the now shut US-based short seller vindicate their stance. But the latest unverified report has made some startling, almost unbelievable and even borderline laughable revelations. And it has also gotten the right wing in India talking. Hello and welcome, I'm Shubham Chauhan. Let's get started. Sputnik India came out with a report a few days back. This is a Russian government-backed news agency. Many describe it as a propaganda outlet for the Russians. The headline of Sputnik India's report is this: how Mossad helped expose enemies of Adani. Now, Mossad is the intel agency of Israel, just like how India has RAW. Sputnik India's exclusive report sounds like a spy drama movie. It claims Mossad intel found that Congress MP and Lok Sabha LOP Rahul Gandhi had teamed up with Hindenburg research. This was done, according to this report, purportedly to undermine both Gautam Adani and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Sputnik India claims Mossad decided to investigate alleged links between India's opposition and the Hindenburg group. And so they launched Operation Zeppelin. Israel's spy agency Mossad allegedly hacked into the home servers of Sam Pitroda, a close-aide of the Gandhis and the head of the Indian Overseas Congress. This hacking purportedly exposed encrypted chat rooms and undisclosed back channels of communication. This is what the report of Sputnik India says. Now, the story begins in 2023. That's when the first Hindenburg report came out. It had accused the Adani Group of committing the biggest con in India's corporate history. Following the report, Adani Group lost billions of dollars in market capitalization. This Hindenburg report came a week before Adani Ports and Special Economic Zones, or APZEZ, acquired the Haifa port in Israel. This deal was pegged at $1.2 billion. Around the time, there was a meeting between Gautam Adani and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Now, Sputnik India's sources said that Prime Minister Netanyahu personally asked Gautam Adani about the Hindenburg charges. In this meeting room, Adani was alone, and Netanyahu was apparently accompanied by his aides, including Ishmael Armani, who's Haifa Port's outgoing chairman and an ex-Mossad spy himself. When asked by Netanyahu, Gautam Adani reportedly said that all charges were false. Sputnik India's sources even gave them a quote as is of this alleged exchange between the two. Netanyahu was quoted saying Israel has to be concerned because if Hindenburg's report weakens Adani, it could also sabotage the port deal and ties with India. According to Sputnik India, things did not just stop at that. Netanyahu went to the extent of assuring Gautam Adani that they, that is Israel, will look into the charges by the Hindenburg research. And so Mossad was brought in and Mossad began its secret operations. Israeli intelligence went on to find the involvement of activist lawyers, journalists, hedge funds and political figures allegedly targeting Gautam Adani. Now, the report doesn't specify who these people are, but their sources, again Sputnik India's sources, say that many of them were linked to the Biden administration, the US deep state and of course George Soros. During their operation, Mossad also spied on senior Congress leader Rahul Gandhi and Sam Pitroda. Now, according to their sources, which cited Mossad's investigation, Rahul Gandhi met Hindenburg's team in California in the United States in May 2023. If this wasn't enough, Sputnik India says Gautam Adani was also briefed by Israeli spies all the way in Switzerland. Eventually, the report claims to have a link between this operation by Mossad and the fact that how Hindenburg eventually decided to shut down earlier this year. Meanwhile, Indian news agency PTI, or Press Trust of India, has also reported a similar story on this alleged operation by Israel's intelligence agency. Hindenburg founder Nate Anderson has called out the PTI story for making absolutely false claims. He says PTI did not reach out to him for comments and rather created a lousy spy fiction piece. Anderson says he never went to California or he hasn't heard of his allies meeting any opposition politician. So that is the story so far. Now mind you, we do not endorse or take responsibility for any of these claims made by Sputnik India or PTI too. Sputnik India's story particularly remains unverified at this point. But this entire story and narrative does raise some basic questions. Firstly, how credible is Sputnik itself? This so-called news agency has a knack for spreading fake news. During the 2016 US presidential elections, one of their headlines had this to say: secret file confirms Trump claim. that's Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton founded ISIS to oust Assad. In January 2019, Facebook removed 289 pages and 75 accounts that the company said were used by Sputnik for misinformation on Facebook. A simple Google search on Sputnik throws up a result on how credible this news agency is. Now on the specific story, an intel agency, Israel's Mossad no less, spying on India's leader of opposition? Really? You see, LOP is a constitutional post. For an intel agency abroad to spy on a person holding that post here in India is a serious matter and outright concerning. That is, if at all Mossad has spied on Rahul Gandhi. What does the Indian government approve of this? So far we haven't had a comment from them, but you would assume that this is serious, an intel agency spying on someone, not even just someone. Like I said, a person holding a constitutional post in India. If there was any so-called connection between the opposition and Hindenburg as is being claimed, surely there are better ways of finding out from India's side itself and putting it out in the public domain. Besides, even if Israel's interests are having taken into account with regards to the Haifa port, it's tough to imagine Prime Minister of Israel going out for one businessman, an entire intel agency to protect one Indian businessman. Surely Mossad has better things and more serious things at hand than this. And these quotes about this alleged exchange between Gautam Adani and Netanyahu were the highlight in the story. These sources of all publications decided to pick this media house to reveal so precise detail that they almost look unbelievable, let alone being true. At the time of shooting this video, Sam Pitroda, Congress, Indian government, the Adani group, Mossad, Israeli government, no one has made an official comment on this story. Do let us know what you think in the comment section below of the story and the veracity of it. Of course, like I said, this hasn't been verified so far, but these claims have gotten a certain section online talking. That's all we have for this report though. Thanks for watching.